hey, why don't you do this? Go on Telegram right now and take our poll. And they have, what do you think for the next meeting? That way, and John and Josh can answer. Okay, so this is one of our people that usually comes, his quote there, which is, none of us are as wrong as all of us. It's a very contrarian sentiment. So what we'd like to do at every meeting, and we've been doing this for a few months, is go through and ask everyone, where do you think Bitcoin will be the next time we meet? Usually it's about a month from now, but we've been, we're kind of ad hoc about it. So, and just if you would, just tell us, what's going to be. If you're bullish or bearish, you can give a little blurb if you want to. You don't have to, but just, don't worry about the I don't knows. Just binary. Yes, sir. Can you keep up with it? Because my laptop's tied up. Open up a notepad. Yeah. Okay. So just to give you an idea, though, of why we do this. So our track record as a group, as a meetup, is pretty bad. I think last time we were 61% bullish at our last meeting in June the 27th. So we're only 25% accurate as a group of predicting bullish or bearish. But the point is not how accurate we are as a group. It is how inaccurate we are as a whole. Everyone, usually as a whole, there's going to be people that are right, but typically the herd, as it were, is wrong. And another key takeaway, well, I'll say that for later. Let's just go around the ring.
So, question
yeah.
first. So,
feel free.
This sounds like the opposite of the wisdom of the crowd.
Other word for that would be
Idiocracy of the crowd.
contrarian. Contrarian.
So when you say the group is inaccurate,
Perhaps,
Yes.
are you
perhaps the
taking...
vote should have first, then the explanation, because now people are going to be like, well, I want it to.
Doesn't matter. It's all factored into the data. It's all priced in.
So how are you getting like an average or like a
You'll see.
attack price?
Okay, let's go. What do you think? By our next meeting, roughly a month, price, will it be up or down from now? Bitcoin. Flip a coin. What do you think?
It's at 11,360.
Right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Will it be
may I say-
higher
may
or
I say
lower?
one more thing before I answer?
Yeah.
I think 1 month is very hard to predict, but like
Doesn't matter. It's your
10
gut.
years
It's not about predicting.
It's not about
what
predicting.
you-
It's
what you
about.
think.
Look, we got to roll through this. We got to make a tally. You're just one vote. You're just one participant in the market.
I will abstain.
No, you can't abstain. Only I get to abstain. Pick A or B, up or down.
I'll say
Up. Okay, one up. Rich?
It's a tough one this month. I'll just say, I'll say up to.
Up. Okay, I got two ups.
Oh, you only want us to say up or down?
Just up or down.
Up.
Bullish or bearish?
Bullish.
Bullish. You can tell us. You can give a little blurb why if you want to, if you're confident. Why do you
I just
think?
think it's been going, it's done a nice little overall bull trend right now since the beginning of the year, just a recent little pullback. I think it's just going to keep.
So bullish. All right. Three bulls.
Bullish.
Bullish.
Chinese and Asian.
Bullish.
Bullish. Okay. Start the back
So that
row.
was two back there?
Bullish. Everybody's bullish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullish.
Oh, man, it's so good.
What do you think? Bullish or bearish? Bullish. Bearish. Okay. All right. Jose.
Going against the crowd.
Bullish. All right. Another bullish. Bullish. Bullish.
Stats with the miracle, what you want to around to, and the Chinese things, bullish.
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 Bullish. Because of the
Bullish.
damn
All right. Put it
Chinese.
down. So we are what? How many bullish to bearish?
There's only one bearish.
But how? Okay, so how
So
many?
count-
Oh, we got two more voters. Okay, they don't know what's going on. Hey, what's up? Come on in. Before
Bullish or bearish for 1 month from now?
Up or down?
We go down.
bearish,
I feel like if he just went bearish, I gotta go bullish.
bullish. Okay. Well, you'll like the premise of this.
Yes.
So I'll fill you in on this because I already like you because you're a contrarian. The point of this is every meeting we basically take a vote to see if it's going to be bullish or bearish. So far, we are 75% wrong as a group. But
Haven't we done more votes than this?
no, I only started it back on that one. I wish you would have done it back in
Have you
December.
noticed one thing though? It hasn't gone down in the last 4 months at all.
Yes, that is something to notice. And here's the other thing: if you just took the opposite trade,
Yeah.
like if every time they did bearish, last time it was up 27%, the next time it was up 25%, the next time it was up 70%, and the one time if you would have gone against us and gone bearish, you'd only have lost 5 and 6%.
It's less than that now.
And you
Well, yeah,
know,
less than that now.
and it also went down further, so if you would have sold it when it really went down, you.
I
Right,
didn't see that.
right.
I should
So
have brought my markers.
the moral of it, which you know, in case people don't get,
Let me see if I can find
is
it.
to go
Yeah,
against-
back.
well, it's to go against the
I got
crowd.
one.
It's to go against the crowd.
'Cause what was the base price for the last meeting?
Or are we learning?
It was 11. It was like 11. I'll have to look it up. It's
I
gonna
looked
mess
it up
me
the
up.
other day and put it in Telegram.
It was that big red bar after the most recent big high
Oh,
happened.
John says up on Telegram.
Okay, so add another one.
Should you live stream?
No, we're not live streaming, but I
No.
put out a call for absentee ballots.
Yeah, we have a couple of people that are normal attendees and they didn't make it here. So cool. So yeah. All right.
Well, that's good.
Any more votes?
Maybe
Okay.
8600 will happen after all.
Yeah.
All right.
I still have bids open.
Wes, are you still going to do your tax vote?
That's it in case we have a bunch of time. Depends on how long it takes me to get through here. Yeah. No, this is, I want to, so let me fill you guys in, they're new. The format, I try to keep it informal. Rich and I put this together because we have a lot of people at our regular Bitcoin Atlanta meetup that want to talk about trading. We want to keep it separate. You look like I got something to say, Rich.
Well, no, I looked it up and I posted it in Telegram. It was 11,000 even, basically, and 11,188 for the 1 hour candle during this meetup last time. So, and right now it's at 11,360. So it's like
Barely.
barely, yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Barely, but we were barely wrong.
Barely wrong. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens for the next time. I want to build a large, hopefully get a full 12 months of data and then it becomes actionable. It's like, I mean, if you're going to take a trading signal,
Add one.
betting against the group, it's usually a pretty good idea.
BAM
I just added
indicator.
that one.
Oh,
The
okay.
BAM indicator, the inverse BAM indicator. So, but
BAM
yeah,
stands for Bitcoin Atlanta meetup. By the
Right.
way. It's not just some weird.
BAM. So, what I like to do at every meeting, I leave it open if anyone wants to present something they can, but it usually just falls to me because I guess reasons. But I want to come up with something that's actionable for everybody. And it's really really simple. And don't worry, at the end of this, like most trading meetups, I'm definitely not going to solicit you to sell anything. I do this entirely for free. You cannot
There's
pay me,
just a donation of $5.
but I take none of that. It's all goes to him because he profits from my labor. But no, I used to be a trading. Oh, by the way, my name's Wes Bennett. By the way, I used to be a trading educator. I got out of that business because I didn't like it because a lot of people they want you to sell them the dream of trading being easy. It's not. It is, in my opinion, the hardest job in the world, not physically, but because it involves knowing yourself. It's all about controlling your own emotions. And that's what makes it hard, So, but I want to do things that can help people to maybe if they want to get started with trading. How many of you guys have traded a cryptocurrency before? How many of you guys have never traded cryptocurrency at all? Okay. Okay. Bought and hold. Listen, you're still a trader. You're still technically a trader. I still count that as trading. 1 second.
Day trade.
Doesn't matter. Who knows? Do you think day trading is always the best way to go? Cool. All right. So keep things simple. This is a price chart. You guys are pretty familiar with that if you've been doing any kind of trading. Who's not doesn't understand what's going on the screen here? Anybody? Don't be afraid to ask questions. I like to teach. I actually enjoy it. What is that? Use your words.
Minutes, please.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Ooh,
You
doesn't
just
matter.
talking to generic.
We're keeping everything just simple.
I just understand how to read the chart.
Okay. So basically, this is what's called a candlestick chart. Japanese candlesticks is what it is. This is coming from TradingView. Have you ever been to TradingView.com before? Okay. TradingView.com is where pretty much it's going to be kind of like the standard for people looking at crypto charts, because you can share it. I wouldn't say it's the social media of it, but definitely have a social media aspect of it. That's where a lot of these things are going to come from, because actually, when I first started trading Bitcoin, I had to download the data manually and process it through a separate software. Gross. Now everything's like this. It's awesome. But what basically each of these bars, either green or red, represents the movement of price during each particular period. This right here happens to be a 60-minute chart. So each one of these bars here is going to represent what price did in a 60-minute time period. So here's like the 16th of, not sure what month it is, doesn't matter, 17th. So this is a full day. So there will be 24 bars in here. Green means that it started here and then ended here. That would be a bullish candle. A bearish candle means it started here and came down here. Cool?
Cool.
You got it?
And the
Yeah,
wick,
yeah,
and the
Yeah.
wick, the wick is how far the price moved in the period.
That's going to be important, yes.
And
Yeah.
the actual thick part of the bar is the open and the close.
Right. So basically this one right here, this bar that has the long wick, pay attention to that, because that's the whole point of what I got for you today, is if you pay attention to that, that's the low that it got to before it came back up to close there. Cool? Got some ahas?
I didn't know that piece.
Gotcha. Oh, good. I'm glad I can fill you in. Any more questions? All right. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll do these trend lines. Now, I don't like these, but some people love them. How many people love trend lines? I draw trend lines. Don't be ashamed. I'm not going to make fun of you for it.
It's okay.
How many like to draw trend lines?
I like
I like drawings, It's fun. When you're a kid, you get out some crayons and draw on a piece of paper, right? And yeah, it's fun. And it makes sense because, it's like you can see the highs here and, the lows here match up. And you're looking for it to break out of this wedge pattern. Very standard, okay? So a lot of people will be looking for it to get either on the bottom side or the upside of this wedge pattern, and then they're going to buy it or sell it. That's just a standard strategy, very, very simple. So what happens is you get into a trade, you're buying, you're looking for it to go up. You buy right here, you waited for this bar to close, now you buy it, you're trying to play, you got your target somewhere at the moon, right, because YOLO, and your stop is somewhere back in here. But how often have you guys had something like this happen? Today in Tezos, but how familiar is this? You guys recognize something that looks like this? Where you have like a wick that comes up like that, it's a spike. You guys seen this before? It sucks, doesn't it? Is it good or bad or sucks? Well,
Well, that
tell me.
sucks because you bought there, it went
Yeah.
up, and you're like, yeah!
You're happy.
And then you're like,
You get slapped right back to the
and then you had a nice green position.
Or it went the other way, you were waiting to buy.
And now you're wondering
Yeah.
why you're negative.
No, but there's a reverse long tail. That's a bad. The second chart is bad. You should get out from there.
If you're long, you should get out?
Yeah, the reverse long tail is not a good candle.
Okay, you're advanced. No, it's fine. It's fine. You're already ahead of it. But the thing is, the question is it good? Is this good or bad?
Overall, I mean, I have my what do you call stop loss just below the candle that broke out.
Right. So you know where. See, you know how to trade. Good.
I learned.
Good. A lot of people don't know this. So that's what I'm trying to give some. But I'm getting to answer the question. Is this good or bad? It's neither. We can make this work for us. In fact, it can work a lot. Because oftentimes something like that will happen, and you'll see something. How many times do you see something like this happen? Now, if you're still holding on to it, if you're hodling, because surely it'll come back, you're screwed. So let's not do that anymore. Can y'all make a vow not to do that anymore? Don't worry, you're not going to.
Unless you're long-term hodling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anytime this happens, you're long-term hodling. You're in it for the blockchain. Yeah, technology.
Remember,
Yeah.
hodlers.
Whatever you want to tell yourself.
Remember, hodlers give it value.
Yeah, exactly. Or
We put a floor on it.
or even better, you want to collect your stake fee. See? I don't care about the price. I'm getting my stake fee. Yeah, is that right?
Of
Uh-huh.
course.
He's nodding because he knows what I'm talking about. So what are they? Let's define them. Are they a manipulation? What causes these? What do you guys think?
When people try to sell a lot at one time.
A wash trading.
So you think people does it? What else?
I know
So
it's dropped a lot of times.
Is it bots? You know, what somebody said whales. Oh man, whales. What are the whales doing today? I don't care. Shut up. Don't say that. Doesn't matter. You don't know what they're going to do, and it's not tradable. Could it be the exchanges stop hunting? Are they all out to get you? Are they out to get you? Is that what it is? What if it's just a recurrent phenomenon of the market? What if this is something that happens a lot? It is. You know, what happens is price moves quickly, violently in one direction, creates that spike, slams back in the opposite direction, not always, but very often. And the thing about this is, this has been identified as probably back as long as there's been markets. I know for a fact that this was by people in the 70s who were trading open outcries, because I like to read books, and I always bring a little book in case some people are book learners. I don't know, have anybody ever seen these series right here? This guy's a trader right here. He knows what I'm talking about. This has interviews with traders, going back a long way. This was 1989 is when this book was published. This is a guy that was trading back in the 60s, 70s, probably 60s too. Sometimes a chart for a market will show you an incredible spike, either up or down. You will see hysteria in the charts. When I see hysteria, I usually like to take a look to see if I shouldn't be going the other way. This is somebody in 1989, before there's even really computer trading, before there's definitely Bitcoin, observing this phenomenon. It just is how markets work. If you're going to trade the markets, you need to be aware of it. And you can use it to your advantage. So how can we use it? Well, let's say that we're in a bearish trade. We took this here, in trading view you can draw out like your risk reward. We sold it right here when it broke through this level right here. It comes down to a support, basically that low, and then does a spike. So price reached it, and it spikes through it, and then it closes back up here. That is a sign for us to get out of that trade. We need to give up on it. It's gotten too dangerous. It's just a very good rule to have. Or we can use it to find a trade. In other words, that same chart right there, when we see it, we can take it as a signal to enter a trade. Cool? Questions?
With the large downwards, you want to buy. With large upwards, you want to sell.
Yes. Go the way the market tells you. If you're going to trade these, a lot of people just want to buy because they want to invest in crypto. I'm okay with that. Actually, I'm not. I don't really agree with it. As a trader, you need to be able to go up or down. But some things you can't short. Does anybody not know what shorting means? Short selling. Okay, everybody knows what short means. Okay, so basically you can go long means buy, short means sell. Okay, so you need to be price indifferent. If the spike happens to the downside, that's a bullish sign. If the spike happens to the upside, it's a bearish sign. Cool? Good? All right. So, are there actual spikes in here? You tell me, where are the spikes? The fifth what?
But that doesn't discuss volume.
We're not really going to talk about volume.
Okay, but a spike could be from a few small trades.
Could be. Could very well be. We're just looking at price action right now, though. I'm trying to keep things simple. Some people use volume. I myself don't. But some people do. To great effect. I just
Lower green.
ignored it most of my trading. The lower green, where? This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that didn't really go down, though, did it?
The sixth thread there that he was talking about.
Oh.
That's a little, it's like a
Sixth
push
thread, this one?
yeah.
Yeah, but this one didn't really go up though, did it? So are these really spikes? Or are we just starting to see them where they're not really there? They're not. These aren't really tradable signals, are they? So how do we filter them out? The next one.
Maybe the next slide.
Maybe the next slide. Woo, filter for spikes. Okay. So, got a super secret trading system. I'm going to set something up. Called the median line. Okay? Basically, it's the halfway point between the high or the low. You guys that know me, you know where I'm getting this from. It can be a visual filter for the candlesticks. If it's bullish, then that means the long down. Here, let's get the picture up. Hang on. So, basically what I want to do is I want to just add one indicator to the chart. It's going to be a median line. It's basically the high and the low over certain periods in the middle, basically the average. And then when we have a candlestick that doesn't spike to break this median line, but then comes right back above it, now we have an actual signal to go on. We've given a certain measurement to it. Basically, if that candlestick comes up more than half, very simple, that can be an actionable signal. Likewise, in the bearish thing, again, spike, we have it where it comes all the way up here, but then comes back to close. What you can do is you can know on the next bar, you're going to wait for that bar to close because you don't know where it's going to close. You can enter a trade on the next one. Cool.
How's the median line calculated?
Yeah. What? Any questions about this?
Why didn't you present it last month?
What do you mean present last month? I did it because to help you, because of the problems you've had in the last couple, which actually became incredibly germane in just the last couple weeks. Happens a lot in crypto, actually. Happens everywhere. We're going to get there. So how do we add a median line to a chart? So you can go in TradingView, and one way you can do it quickly is add the Ichimoku cloud indicator. But we're not going to go into Ichimoku today. We've done that in past. But if you just use the conversion line, you hide everything else, that's going to be what I'm talking about. If you want to just code up something that's simple for you, before you ask, this is why you join Telegram. I'll post it there after we're done. The code, if anyone wants, is just a couple of lines. That will just give you that one line. The other way, though, is to do the Ichimoku. Okay? Question?
No, it just looks.
Don't type this down. Don't type that down. Don't type it. Yeah. So, but that will draw it for you. I'll get you set up. Okay. Don't worry about it. And it's not that revolutionary. Come on. But maybe it is for your trading. So rules. Every trading system needs rules. I'm gonna put it all together for you. We're looking for that spike to pierce that support resistance. What is a support resistance? Tell me, what can be a support resistance? Somebody tell me.
In this case, it's your median line.
The median line could be one. What else?
Previous high, previous low.
Swing high, swing low.
Let me see who else needs in here. What high or low? What else? What could be a support resistance? Trader man, what do you use for support and resistance?
Well, I see like not just previous high, but
Multiple converging
Yeah.
highs and lows?
right.
I like it. I like those a lot. Anything else?
Large order in the order book.
We could, but I don't know how to do that. But that's for you. But that's cool. You can do that.
I mean, just see like if someone's trying to sell a lot at that price.
Little wall,
Yeah.
that's the wall.
A wall?
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem with those is they go away.
Yeah.
They're spoofed a lot.
True.
That's why I don't. That's why when
If
you
it
guys,
also lines up with the past.
that would be the only way I would use it. Yeah.
So
Jose,
The moving
let me guess. When a signal service tells you where to buy or sell, right?
No, I learned my lesson on that one.
I don't think you have. You have not.
90%.
You have not. 90% you've learned your lesson.
90%.
So, is the market either bullish or bearish, or is it 90%?
Oh, it's bullish.
Okay, but my point is, you're still using it. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. You'll learn your lesson
I say,
eventually.
The moving averages, can be
Moving
kind of-
averages. You can use other indicators, right? Okay. Somebody over here say something.
I was gonna echo the 200-day moving average, 50-day moving average.
Could use that.
PPV.
Yes, I actually, one of the things I want to do in making this was possibly use a moving average for that high and low. The problem is it doesn't really give you a very good signal, so you want to use that median line too. But yes, you can use that for support and resistance, because oftentimes price will spike below, like say, the moving average, and then come back up to hold it. That can be another use of it too. You don't have to use the median line. So, cool with the rules? You guys gonna make money off this? You can.
Probably not.
Is it too simple? Who said probably not? Shut up. Be confident. Confidence. Right? Let's look at a few examples. This is our friend Bitcoin. So this has been doing what kind of a trend? Downtrend, downtrend, going down a little bit. Spike. Is that a spike that fits our rules and criteria? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, we basically broke below this low right here. This big wick came down, and then the whole bar closed above our median line here. So we're good for that. So what we can do is structure the trade like this. We can put our stop loss. The great part about using this is you know where your stop loss needs to be. You know where your risk needs to be. There's no guessing. There's no, if it does this, or if it, no. You can have, it's going to help a lot of people that don't know when to get out. You can know, like, if it breaks this low, you know, that's where you need to get out. That's where the trade is over with. And that's going to help people probably more than you might even think if you're just brand new to it. A lot of people, how many people have trouble taking profits? How many have trouble letting losers run? Be honest. It's a human thing, okay? This hopefully at least gets rid of that halfway in there, okay? And then, you know, we're going to look at something. It doesn't matter what your target is. Some other support or resistance. So we're going to use that top up there. So let it go. Boom. This one happens to work. It also happens to be what triggered this last move up in Bitcoin from a couple of weeks ago, which is why, like I said, it's germane to the topic. It just happened, you know. But I'm going to show you in the past where it happened. Now, is this going to be 100%?
Nothing's on it.
Thank you. Thank you. So I had to give that caveat. All right. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Like we said, it's back in the 70s, as far back as markets go, these things are. All time frames. Now, you're going to see them a lot more on lower time frames for sure, because those things are choppy, spiky, but they're not. There's a lot of them are going to be false, so you have to be careful. It's kind of like a push-pull, like rope on a pulley. So, using these on higher time frames, though, can give you a very good sign of major trend reversals, long-term sort of thing. So maybe you see it on a daily chart, and now you have a sentiment that has completely changed. And now you're going down to your other trading system, which is based on stochastics or moving averages and things like that. You have a higher time frame sentiment based on this, and you drill down to your favorite time frame, and you're trading in that direction. That's another way you can use it as well to increase your probability of success. Works on all instruments. Crypto, definitely. Futures, where people have seen it before. Currencies, I'll show you in a minute. And stocks, too. Everywhere. This right here is the euro dollar. I remember this because I traded early on in my career. This is about 2014, around the new year. Yeah. So right up here is, this was, I think, New Year's Day or something like that. Spike right there. Boom. Didn't really go that far, but it still was a bearish sign. Then, a little bit into the year, sometime in May, there was another one. Spiked up to break these resistance. Actually, I drew up on the next one. Yeah. Spiked up to this resistance, closed below my median line again. This move in the euro dollar, the most traded forex pair, $4 trillion a day transfers through this. You still have moves like this, and this was actually predictive of a 310-day, a year-long move of 32%. Basically, it took the euro dollar from about $1.38 down to almost parity. Big trend. All predicated on this spike. Again, nothing's 100%, but it can be a great, hey, come look at me.
So that one's a little bit different than the previous one, because the candle is through the
Median.
red.
The median.
The median line? Well, yeah, because it opened above it, then spiked up, but then came down and closed below it. So there is some nuance to it. But the key is really using your eyes to see the spike, but then to make things Boolean, yes or no, you would be looking at where that bar closed, above or below the median line. Because that median line is going to be the halfway point of that bar, or relative to it, for all the other past bars.
Now, your median line, you're not drawing it through every day. You're like, it looks like you're going like a week and then drawing it through the middle of the price.
The median line, good question. The median line, you see up here at a 9
Yeah.
there, is drawing the median of 9 bars.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the exact, it's not the bar itself.
Yeah, because then it wouldn't, it'd be harder to follow.
Yeah,
a little
very
trend.
hard.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is this like a statistical median, or is this an average?
average.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
not median. Median and average are two different things, mathematically.
No, it is a median.
Median of the price.
Yeah, a mean would be the average.
Okay, so it's not like looking at all the transactions and doing the
Okay.
median of the transactions.
I'll let you confuse me, because what it is, how you do the calculations, you take the high and the low and you average it.
Okay, so, yeah,
But it's still the middle
okay.
of the high and the low of those 9 periods.
Okay, because the median implies statistics. Okay.
You're too smart. You're too smart, Scott.
Middle of the high and low.
Trying to keep things simple, Scott. We're not engineers here, okay? I'm definitely not. So, this is another one that I found. This is another one. This is PGR, Progressive Insurance, right? Yeah. I don't care what the symbol is. It's a symbol. So, comes up to a high, does the spike, comes down. You could have pulled, say, a 2 to 1 out of that. And that's going to be my recommendation for you guys, is look for at least a 2 to 1 on these if you're trying to formulate a trade. You can go for more, but you know, you take what the market gives you, basically. Fair enough? Let's see, do I have another example, or are we going to go live? Hold on. Yeah, that's it. So what we can look at, though,
So that median 9, is that 9 of those like hourly trade? It just depends on.
the bar. Yeah, whatever time frame you're looking at.
Okay.
That way everything stays
Where does the
consistent.
number 9 come from? Is that like your preference, or is that like
Ancient Chinese secret.
It should be.
That would be 8 then if it was Chinese. Most likely.
Or it could be
We've
7.
got Chinese wives, so we can tell you that much. You know?
Or it could be, actually it's an ancient Japanese secret, because this comes from Ichimuku.
Okay.
So it could be 7 for the day of the week. It could be 12 for hours in the day.
Yeah.
When people ask about these things, and my friends here, which I love dearly, but uses bullshit Ichimuku numbers, the main thing is consistency.
Yes.
Just you want to look at the same thing from day to day. You don't want to try to over optimize it. That's it. So if you want to do 9, that's fine. You want to do 8 because you have Chinese wives, that's great. If you want to do 7, but the point is just give yourself enough so you're getting a good bit of data to base it on.
And you can't make the number too small because then the line will move.
Yeah, then it'll move too close to it. If you make it too long, then it's not going to fall close enough. So you want it around that line, that thing. 9's just what I picked. So one of the things that really happened recently, which I didn't predict, was this was Tezos just today, which Rich is mad at me because
I'm not mad.
Okay, cool. I'm glad. I was worried you were mad at me. He was mad about this because
I'm just
yeah.
mad about stops in general.
Yeah, so if you had like an order to get in up here, you're not happy right now. But the key here would be, again, spiked up, closed down below. Is that a bullish or a bearish sign? And that's a live chart right now. So, cool. That's spike trading. Any question?
So how do you know when to, let's say that was an exit, right? You're exiting you're entering the trade. You're
Mhm.
entering
Okay.
You're shorting it, let's say.
Yeah.
And when do you know to buy back?
What you can do if you take a short trade, what I would do, I'll draw it up here. I would look to start the trade on the next bar that opened, basically, because you want to wait for that bar to close, so you know
The one with
with the spike. That way it's confirmed, written in stone, can't go back and change it. It is past data. So you want to go, how I would do it, and you may do it differently, I would try to make sure that my stop was just a little bit above it, it depends on what the spread's going to be because you don't want to get up to there. But you know what? If it's going to work, it shouldn't come close. And I'm going to look for a 2-to-1. Like I said, will be my recommendation. So I would structure it something like this. I would base it on risk reward first. But as you see here, if we were going to be technical about it, you've got this this range right here, which is pretty clear. So you could use that as maybe a first target, or you could probably take it all the way down to the range for like a 2.6
What is that
to 1.
actual number?
$1, even better.
What was the one before that?
Hmm?
What was the one before that?
What do you mean the one before that?
$1.10.
Before you do it, it was 2 to 1.
Like $1.10.
2-to-1 was probably $1. Yeah, $12. $12.
And is that a trailing stop? Or is that just a stop?
You would want to have a hard stop above that pivot. And as it went in your favor, depending on your personality, you can trail it. But, I mean, the gist of it is these are signs of reversals.
Right.
So if this thing starts to chop, then it's probably not what you wanted to happen, and you might want to exit. But that's getting complicated. That's one of those artistic sides of trading, right, that you have to figure out for yourself. So, questions? What's that?
What's the trading they're doing a lot in China now where you can make money going both ways?
What do you mean?
I've just heard it mentioned that you can make money when it goes down and make money when it goes up.
Straddle, long, short.
But I don't know how they're long and short.
So,
Margin trading.
so
Yes.
Leverage margin.
you could do it that
They
way.
can do it on like, they do it like on apps type thing.
They probably what they have is a derivative, like either maybe binary options or regular options
Yeah.
or contracts for difference. Sure, but I can guarantee you, I will say it confidently, that those are just like going to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's gonna lose eventually.
Well, no,
Somebody's nobody-
everyone loses eventually is how they're set up, just like Vegas. You may win some here and there, but they're not in business to make you money.
No, the house always wins.
The house always wins. And I actually did back when, I don't know if anybody's, how many people have done binary options before? Anybody? Wow, you're smart. I tried it. I put about $500 to test it out, and I did my own statistical research. I won't go into the nitty gritty of it, but I found that they always have an edge. Like, you can get lucky, but when I tried to apply like a statistical model to it, I found, they're always going to have this much of an advantage. So yeah, it's set up, and they operate legally because no one's figured to regulate them. But you know what? As long as they're adults, who cares? You know, that trade on them. We're all responsible people. Well, sorry guys.
All trading is legal.
Eventually you will be. Enjoy not being adults. So
All trading is legalized gambling, in my opinion. You know,
I totally disagree with you. Totally disagree. There's gambling, there's speculation.
Yeah. You know, you're speculating the next card's gonna come up in your favor, you know, I mean, you
No.
can look at Texas Hold'em, they give a percentage of what their next card's gonna be. You
Go
know,
with
No.
the trends that you're pointing out, and you can kind of.
Well, let me ask you this:
Nine times out of 10, you know.
Depends on how much Bayesian statistics.
is Warren Buffett a gambler?
yeah. He
Okay,
gambled on
fair enough.
airlines and lost his ass a few years ago.
See,
Now he's back in them.
he's a trader. He makes
Yeah.
a good trade. He makes a bad trade. He I think maybe a quarter or two ago, Berkshire Hathaway probably had one of their biggest losses ever. Now they're bigger than actually cash on hand than Apple. I read last week. So yeah, if you want to cap them in, that's fine. So that's all you want to look at. But at the end of the day, you know, it's about risk.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So.